We'll now call the March 12, 2019 meeting of the regular school board of St. Lucie County to order and extend warm welcomes to all of you that are here and joining us via TV as well. We are in for a real treat this evening with the choral group that's with us. And at first, we're going to stand with them as they sing the national anthem, and then we will all join together in the pledge.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight on the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets clear, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? O'er the land of the free, and the hope of the brave.
As an adult and a treasure hunter, I am committed to search for all the talents, skills, and intelligence that exist in all children and youth. I believe all children are capable of success, no exceptions. Now, board members, if you would join me on the floor, we can enjoy the rest of the performance.
the bright blue sea. 25 or 30 years since Jack first saw the light. He came into this world of woe one dark and stormy night. He boarded on board his father's ship while she was lying to, about 25 or 30 miles southeast of Bacaloo. Jack was every inch a sailor, 5 and 20 years a whaler. Jack was every inch a sailor. He was born upon the bright blue sea. When Jack grew up to be a man, he went to Labrador. He fished in Indian Harbor where his father fished before. On his returning in the fog, he met a heavy gale, and Jack was swept into the sea and swallowed by a whale. Jack was every inch a sailor, 5 and 20 years a whaler. Jack was every inch a sailor. He was born upon the bright blue sea. The whale went straight for Baffin's Bay, about 90 knots an hour. And every time he blow a spray, he send it in a shower. Oh, now says Jack unto himself, I'ma see what he's about. He grabbed the whale all by the tail and turned him inside out. Jack was every inch a sailor, 5 and 20 years a whaler. Jack was every inch a sailor. He was born upon the bright blue sea.
And for Miss Rolanda Jones, too. She is leader extraordinaire. I know we must have family members of our singers tonight. If you would stand, or the Dan McCarty family, anyone that's here to. Yes, Dan, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. The really neat part about it is to see them having so much fun doing it. You know, that warms our heart. So thank you so much for being here tonight. We really, really appreciate it. And they're a perfect example of the programs that we want to keep going in our St. Lucie Public Schools. So thank you so much for being here.
Good evening, Madam Chair, board members, and Superintendent Gent. Our special orders for this evening will begin with a very special proclamation. Supervisor of Elections Gertrude Walker has requested the board's endorsement of the first vote week for March 11th through the 15th that upholds a nonpartisan classroom-based voter education, registration, and citizenship program conducted in social studies and American government classes. At this time, I invite Ms. Gertrude Walker to the podium.
Thank you, Kelly. To Chairman Deborah Hawley, to our Superintendent of Schools, Wayne Gent, and to the other members of the board, I do want to extend my sincere appreciation for the opportunity to be here today and to express my great appreciation to all of you for the partnership we share in this beautiful First Vote program that brings voter registration into the classrooms and give all of our young people the opportunity to participate in the election process. And my staff, of course, is here, and we're all excited about being on all 6 campuses in the next 2 days. So would my staff please stand, the members that were able to be here this evening? Thank you so much. We are so excited. We visited with administrators from all of the 6 schools, and we really had a warm welcome from them, as we always have, and we're looking really forward to working with all of them. And so I'm going to go ahead and read this proclamation right now. Proclamation for first vote. A proclamation declaring the week of March 11th through March 15th as First Vote Week in St. Lucie County Schools. Whereas high school is one way that young people become prepared for adulthood, and a major goal of high school is to teach the skills, behaviors, and attitudes that are needed to become a contributing citizen in our society. And whereas First Vote is a nonpartisan, classroom-based voter education, registration, and citizenship program conducted in American government, economics, world history, and civic classes for high school students. And whereas St. Lucie County High Schools, with its standardized education programs and outstanding teachers, will help to educate students about the importance of and the duties of citizenship and encourage them to be involved in their community. And whereas the First Vote program is committed to ensuring the vitality of American democracy and seeks to inspire young Americans to be informed and involved participants in the voting process. And whereas the goal of the supervisor of elections is to give every student the opportunity to register to vote at age 18, to pre-register at age 16 and 17, and whereas the supervisor of elections and her staff, along with volunteers, will be on high school campuses to assist students and teachers with voter registration and support of the First Vote program. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the School Board of St. Lucie County, Florida, endorses the week of March 11th through the 15th, 2019, as First Vote Week in St. Lucie County Schools. Thank you.
For our next special order of business, the board will express appreciation for the donation of a grand piano that was appraised at $8,000 and provided to Port St. Lucie High School. The arts are definitely alive in St. Lucie Public Schools, and while we have programs that help students aspire to meet their goals and showcase their talents, we cannot do it alone. Our partnerships, our volunteers, and our generous community donations truly support the steadfast growth of our district as we move forward. This piano was donated by Angela DeSimone on behalf of her brother, and she is a lady who has quite a love of the arts. She was unable to be here this evening, and so accepting on her behalf, we have the proud principal. Oh, she's here. Oh, you are? Okay, well, come, please. We're so happy to see you. We will still have Mr. Adrian Ocampo join her for this wonderful gift and acknowledgement. Okay, and we have a certificate for her too. So what we were just hearing is that the donation was made to Mr. Madden because of the wonderful work that he does with our students at Port St. Lucie High. We know their drama productions are stellar. So thank you. Very appropriate, since this is the music that the month that we celebrate music. Next, we know that the ability for St. Lucie Public Schools to access data, identify needs, and proactively address those needs based on trends over time is powerful to our ability to support students and prepare them for college and the world of work. We are proud to work with partnerships such as Microsoft in the creation of a data dashboard that we know as Power BI. In fact, the district has so effectively used this tool to dig deeper into data, to tell our story, and to synthesize information that Microsoft has tapped St. Lucie Public Schools to generate a highlight for the success of Power BI. And since students are at the heart of our mission, who better to express the benefits of Power BI than our 5 very own high school students? They are being recognized this evening for their participation and the rigorous interview process that this project entailed. At this time, I invite the following students to please come forward. Mahogany Hill of Fort Pierce Westwood High School, Clifford McMillan of Fort Pierce Westwood High School, Catherine Ferreira of Fort Pierce Central High School, Delmarius Williams of Lincoln Park Academy, and Shania Harris of Treasure Coast High School. And we've talked about the partnerships of our businesses, but we know that most instrumental in the lives of our students are the partnerships with our parents. If you are here with one of your students this evening from Microsoft, you're already standing, so give us a wave, and we thank you so very, very much. The school board will join Governor Ron DeSantis in extending greetings and best wishes to all in observing March 25th, 2019 as Medal of Honor Day in Florida. We ask that Lincoln Park Academy Principal Henry Sanabria, who is a former U.S. Air Force Master Sergeant, and Port St. Lucie High School Principal Adrian Ocampo, a former U.S. Marine Lance Corporal, to come forward and please read the proclamation. As contained in the proclamation, all grade levels in public schools are encouraged to coordinate instruction that encourages patriotism and commemorates the Medal of Honor Day. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Ms. Patrick. Superintendent Gent, Madam Chair, and school board members. It is my pleasure to be here this evening to read this proclamation along with my esteemed colleague, Mr. Adrian Ocampo. As Armed Forces veterans, we take much pride and honor in doing this evening. And so without further ado, we'll read the proclamation. Medal of Honor Day in Florida. Whereas the sacrifices that veterans and Congressional Medal of Honor recipients have made in serving our country and protecting democratic values worldwide hold a special place in the history of the United States of America and in Florida. And whereas Florida annually recognizes March 25th as Medal of Honor Day as designated in Florida Statute 683.147. And whereas to commemorate this day, public officials, schools, private organizations, and all Floridians are called upon to honor recipients of the Congressional Medal of Honor who distinguished themselves through their bravery and gallantry during wartime while serving as members of the United States Armed Forces.
And whereas public schools are encouraged to coordinate instruction at all grade levels, encouraging patriotism and commemorating Medal of Honor Day. Now therefore, I, Ron DeSantis, Governor of the state of Florida, do hereby extend greetings and best wishes to all observing March 25th, 2019 as Medal of Honor Day in Florida. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the Great Seal of the state of Florida to be affixed at Tallahassee, the capital, this 21st day of February in the year 2019.
Dan McCarty's students certainly served to kick this meeting off in a very positive way. Music in our Schools Month is what we celebrate in the month of March. I would invite Dr. Kevin Perry to the podium.
Madam Chair, School Board Member, Superintendent Gent, since its inception in 1973 and founded by the National Association for Music Education, Music in Our Schools Month has been celebrated in our district. This month-long event occurs each March, and its goal is to stress the importance of a quality music education program in our schools. It also ensures that America's students have access to a comprehensive, sequential music education taught by highly qualified music educators. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Teacher of the Year for Forest Grove Middle School and Director of the Superior-rated Forest Grove Middle School Choir, Ms. Kathy Oskin, to present the proclamation.
Thank you, Dr. Perry. This proclamation for Music in Our Schools Month 2019. Whereas March has been officially designated by the National Association for Music Education for the observance of Music in Our Schools Month, and whereas All Music, All People is the 2019 theme of the National Music Association. And whereas the study of music contributes to the development of young people through heightened skills in listening, reading, self-expression, and creativity. And whereas the study of music is basic to a complete education and provides a competitive edge for successful educational reform while engaging students in individual and group activities, which develops creativity, problem solving, and critical and evaluative skills. And whereas music education helps students acquire skills in the production and performance of music, as well as gives them an understanding of history and culture. And whereas music and other arts significantly enhance the morale and quality of the school environment, and the events surrounding it are the ideal opportunities for increasing awareness of the benefits of high-quality music education programs in our nation's schools. And whereas music programs should be maintained and improved for all students, regardless of their socioeconomic status or their abilities. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the School Board of St. Lucie County endorses the observance of the month of March as Music in Our Schools Month in St. Lucie County, Florida, as an opportunity to support the purposes and practices of music education, encouraging teachers, parents, students, and all citizens to participate.
St. Lucie Public Schools has a rich and storied history of supporting the arts. In doing so, music and music education is important to the curriculum for all students. As we continue our Music in Our Schools Month celebration, we'd like to recognize some outstanding music students with the Music Spotlight Award for their outstanding musical performance. These students passed the strenuous audition process and were selected to participate in one of the many music ensembles at All-State. They will forever be known as an All-State musician. I must also add that acceptance into one of these elite music groups is a direct result of the talent, dedication, and musicianship of these accomplished students and the superior instruction provided by their dynamic music educators. And once selected, these students will have had the opportunity to perform with the highest level of their peers at All-State. I will add also that some of them may not be here tonight because we're preparing for Music in Our School Month concert on Thursday night at 6 o'clock at the Finn Center, and we'd like to invite all of you to come and hear the 4 ensembles that will be performing that night. So we'll start with Westgate K-8, Miriam Ali, Middle School Honors Band. Joseph Feliciano Garcia, 7th and 8th grade All-State Honor Band. Alvin Lyons, tenor, All-State Mixed Chorus from Forest Grove Middle School. Also from Forest Grove Middle School, Sebastian Spence, All-State Mixed Chorus. Forest Grove Middle School again, Ella Gagliardi, All-State Treble Chorus. From Fort Pierce Westwood High School, Brittany Eliasaint, Women's Chorus. Lincoln Park Academy, Rebecca Napier and Angelica Flores, Women's All-State Chorus. Congratulations to these All-State musicians.
So thank you to the parents and teachers who have helped to inspire these students to be so wonderful at what they do. We now move to the category of STAR Award. The STAR program focuses on recognition of employees for their behaviors, their skills, and their actions that correlate with the district's vision and acknowledge those who exemplify its core values. We begin this evening's recognition with a beautiful team of dedicated individuals who are committed to the safe transport of students to and from school. From a parent whose children ride the bus each day, we are very proud to recognize bus driver Wanda Cooper, please come forward, and her partner, bus aide Kamal Whitfield. Both are from the Transportation Department. From a grateful parent, we hear, "My kids have great drivers and aides. I cannot say enough about them. They are very patient and they love their job. It definitely shows." Ladies, we thank you for your dedication to our students each and every day. Thank you. Very good. And we continue to hear from parents as we recognize our next STAR recipient, Ms. Crystal Nelson of Treasure Coast High School. A parent writes, "I know that the Teacher of the Year has already been selected. I would really like for you to consider Ms. Nelson for next year. She is great. While my daughter's time at Treasure Coast will end in May, it has been a true blessing knowing that Ms. Nelson has been my daughter's teacher for all this time. Congratulations, Ms. Nelson." All right, Ms. Seal, we're going to ask that you stay right where you are because our next recipient is also from Treasure Coast High School. We would like to recognize Juan Velo. Juan has recently assumed the role of Treasure Coast High School plant manager after the school's previous plant manager retired, and he made it a very smooth transition as an incredible leader for his staff and school. The school writes, "We just wanted to tell you what a great job Juan is doing for our school. We're very pleased with how he has transitioned our team. Feedback from others on campus is also very positive. Maintenance workers have commented on how they appreciate how fair he is with all workers. Likewise, there was an incident with the freezer, and when he was replacing lights, he noticed the temperature was not as it should be, and so he made sure that we had all the storage necessary in order to store the food safely. His interaction with different departments is also very, very positive. We are so happy to have him as a Titan." And now we recognize a music teacher from our host school here at Allapattah Flats. From a parent, "I really want to commend Allapattah Flats K-8. There have been many instances where they show that they care about my children, and today marks another instance. My son had a panic attack and went to the clinic. Mr. Cromer, who is joining us now, the band teacher, took the time out of his busy day to come and visit my son to try to calm him down. Because of Mr. Cromer, I did not have to leave work to go pick up my son. I would be glad to stand up and say that Allapattah Flats is a great school that parents should aspire to send their children to. Congratulations."
almost just call it a meeting after all of that good news and those high accolades. It's so rewarding when parents and fellow members in school sites take the time to recognize their peers and their teachers. So congratulations to all once again. We will now move to our CTA report. We welcome you to the podium this evening. Thank you for being here.
So forgive me. Good evening, Chairperson Holly, board members, and Superintendent Gent. My name is Sandy Roan, and I'm the CU Vice President and the Behavior Tech for the district. We as a union want to assure you we support the referendum because it's good for our students. We truly appreciate the time all administrators are taking to meet with support staff to assure them that they are a vital role, the vital role we play in working with our students every day. We need to make sure they know that they are not an afterthought, that this referendum will also benefit them. Their voices need to be heard. As leadership, we in the union have known that from the beginning. You guys have told us that, but a lot of people aren't getting that message. Support staff need to be able to buy insurance, help support their families, take some much needed time off for a vacation without working 2 or 3 jobs. The work we do needs to be valued, not just in words, but in financial stability. So the bottom line is we need a livable wage. And I also want to thank you, Ms. Holly, again for coming to our CU conference and making everybody feel so welcome. A lot of those people had never spoken to a board member, and it really meant a lot to them.
My pleasure to be there.
So thank you, and good night.
Good night. Do we have anyone from CWA to address us tonight? Okay, seeing no one, we will move then to our consent agenda. Board members, I would entertain, thank you, Ms. Hensley. Second, thank you. All in favor of accepting the agenda as presented? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Mr. Superintendent, we'll receive your recommendation.
I recommend the board approve the consent agenda as submitted.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion again carries 5-0. And we move right into your report, Mr. Superintendent.
Thank you, Mrs. Holly. Good evening to everyone, and you can look outside. Happy daylight savings time. I can see our administrators out there are still awake, and that's good, and appreciate you being out here this evening. And we have about 3 more days, and then we'll all get a little bit of a break and enjoy spring break and refresh and recharge our batteries, and then come back for our 4th quarter. I'm looking forward to that. As everyone is aware, we're in the process right now of educating our community with the referendum. Our staff and board members have been out, really we've been in our school centers, we've been in faith-based organizations, we've been at community organizations, we've been at homeowner associations. We'll go wherever invited to educate our public on what is occurring with our referendum, where most importantly, we hope to be able to recruit and retain high-quality teachers with a competitive salary, competitive to those counties around us that have already passed these. Just as important, to keep our children safe in our schools with a school resource officer on every campus, and to increase our mental health programs for our students. All of the funds will be overseen by an independent oversight committee, and when we share that with our community, they're very interested in that. This board is we're accountable, and we want to make sure that our citizens know that our dollars will be transparent, that they will go to exactly where we say they're going to go to benefit our students and to benefit our county as a whole. So we look forward to continuing this campaign. The last day to register to vote will be, I believe, March 23rd. And the actual, all registered voters, this will be a mail-in ballot. We'll receive a ballot on or about April 3rd. They'll be due back by April the 23rd by 7 p.m. And so we continue to spread that message, and look forward to continuing to do that with our community partners and members of the community to educate them and to answer all the questions that they have. I see that principal's here from Dan McCarty and Ms. Sullivan, and she got a call yesterday from the Department of Education, and Samantha Piscopo, her assistant principal, is one of the top 5 finalists for Assistant Principal of the Year in the state. So congratulations to them. Last year we had a top 5. Tracy sitting over here, top three. There's a difference. I saw the 3 fingers, and the top 3. So puts us back on the map up in Tallahassee. And so I believe the announcement will come at the state board meeting, which I believe is March the 19th in Tallahassee. There should be a press release coming out, and so we'll see how we do in that. But she's representative of all of our great administrators and what they do each and every day for our students and for their staff. So congratulations to Dan McCarty. And just a couple of other announcements here. I want to congratulate Ms. Hilson, who was honored at the Chamber of Commerce. Fort Pierce Women's Club honored her as St. Lucie Public Schools board member as a Fort Pierce Lady of the Month. I believe that was Mrs. Hawley got that about a month ago, so now we've got 2 Ladies of the Month. Todd's still here? Did I say that right? I didn't mess that up, did I? Okay.
Todd Smith.
Okay. Todd Smith's out there, and this just came in, and I had the opportunity to speak to his faculty and staff the other day. I see Todd over there. But the students, 4 of his students won 3rd place in the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association's 19th Annual Management Competition, sponsored by the University of Central Florida Rosen College of Hospitality and Tourism. So congratulations to Todd. And also one of his students, Luz Martinez, was awarded the Hospitality Excellence Award and received a $2,000 scholarship. She received a $2,000 scholarship to a college of her choice. So congratulations to the Cobras. And let's see here, what else we got here? Since you're here, Todd, it's Fort Pierce Central night. It seems the wrestling team won its first regional title since 1995. They had 11 athletes qualify for the state tournament. It's the most qualifier in the school's 49-year history, and it ties for the most in St. Lucie County. Also want to thank everyone that participated in the science fair, the STEM science fair, science, technology, engineering, and math. We had over 240 middle and high school student projects that came and presented. Appreciate all of the judges that came in. There was very, very tough competition, and those were awarded the other evening. And so we just appreciate that, and for the community support in acting as judges. And just really on behalf of myself and our cabinet, we just want to really extend hope everybody has a really enjoyable spring break. We've got 3 days left, so don't leave early. But we're looking forward to next week when our students will be out and our folks can rest and relax and then come on back. So we wish you have a nice time and a safe time, and look forward to seeing you when you return. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. Mr. Harrell, do you have a report? Thank you. Okay, we will move then to our board member reports. Mr. Ingersoll, we'll begin with you this evening.
Yes, ma'am. Our property appraisers board, we're finishing the trim notices, and tomorrow's our last meeting, so everything's done well, and sending it to Tallahassee, and hopefully we get some back. The St. Lucie County Fair went well. I appreciate all the schools that participated. They'll be getting their checks next month, and we had quite a few winners. Also at the St. Lucie County Fair, we had quite a few administrators working the fair, communicating our referendum, and appreciate everyone that took the time out there. I had a fun time hanging out with the folks. And other than that, Dr. Seuss Week was over, and it was a good time to get out and read in our schools. Thank you for inviting us and letting us come in.
Dr. Mills?
For our children, for our teachers, for our safety, for our future. Looking forward to people getting out and voting for the referendum with our millage rate, and please turn your ballots back in. You'll be getting them in the mail. You'll need to mail them back in. Whatever your position is on it, you need to let your voice be heard. And so we encourage everybody to get out there and vote. That will take place in April. And in fact, as we already have stated, all of us are going around ourselves, and we're speaking to different groups within our community. Tomorrow for the audience, I don't know, I don't know if we're recorded starting tomorrow or not, but Tomorrow, I will personally be at Resurrection Life here in Fort Pierce, speaking with the Lincoln Park Council of Ministers regarding that referendum, and I'm sure there's other board members that will be in different places. So just the last week, we had 4 different town hall meetings and talked about it, and we invited the community to come out so you can ask your questions, so you get more of an understanding of what this referendum is all about. And we encourage you that as you hear about different meetings throughout the community, that you attend one of them so that you will be truly knowledgeable in what's about to take place. Also, we want to encourage our children. Spring break is here. We want you to stay safe, be smart, and you know, just do the right thing while you're out of school so that you can return back to us safely. We're all going to miss you, but we'll be glad when you get back safely. And that's it.
Thank you, Dr. Mills. Ms. Hilson?
I just wanted to thank OCAMIC yesterday for hosting Belkis Madeira is the teacher that pulled it together for the children of the Holocaust survivors, and it was fascinating. Ms. Hensley and I, Mr. Gent, we were able to attend, and I have attended before, but somehow it just is incredible because you learn something new. There was actually a bus of these Jewish survivors. They survived, some of them as young as infants, through the Holocaust, and most of them, I think, had lost all their family members, but each had a little bit of a story all throughout Europe. They came from all over. In fact, one of the women who spoke was in a concentration camp in Japan, 3 different concentration camps in Japan. So I don't think there's any better thing that we could bring forward to our students so that they don't forget, since there is a group in Germany that denies that this ever happened, and I think it's important. And the other piece that I took away as a Christian was that the majority of the people that spoke were hidden by Christian families. And when we talk about peace on earth, it's really about all the different nations coming together. And, you know, I think several different people said, had it not been for this Christian family that took in the main speaker was a young Jewish boy, and he said, and the fact that had they been found out, they would have murdered the entire family. So it takes such character to rise to the place where many of these families have. And I think it's an incredible program, and we should never, never forget what happened, since there are deniers and people saying, well, maybe this didn't happen. Well, of course it happened. But this is a time that we live in, and that's our future. The children growing up that sat there and listened to this and saw this and heard personal testimony, it was very powerful. So I want to thank this very special teacher and OCAMIC and their staff for hosting that. Thank you.
Ms. Hensley?
The message from yesterday was the damage that hate and fear can do. And so we all need to remember that we believe in every single child and every single person, but we have been told for other places that that is not necessarily the case. First Vote volunteers have been lined up. There are quite a few different people who are excited about going into our schools, and every time we send a different group of people in, they're amazed at our students. So we have tried to make sure through the Supervisor of Elections Office and League of Women Voters that we have some new members to our community who have volunteered to go in, so they give them a taste of the wonderful things that are happening. Also, our multi-county work group at a request has been moved so that we can actually participate to the 8:30 in the morning on the 18th at this site. None of us wanted to miss the opportunity to be at the lunch sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce with the state of the school system. The Chamber for years has been talking about doing something like that. They do the state of the county, the state of the city, and they always thought that they should do something about the state of the school system, and this year they are. So that'll be a very exciting opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hensley. Just a couple things to mention. Mr. Ingersoll already referred to Dr. Seuss, but it was a great time. You never really realize how tongue-tied you can get in front of a group of children until you're trying to read Dr. Seuss to them. But the great part about it is they just roll with you and think that's how it's supposed to sound. So we always look forward to opportunities to be in the youngsters' classrooms. I want to give a special shout out to Dr. Perry. He was instrumental this month in getting together a group from Dan McCarty and St. Lucie West Centennial High School to come and be part of an inaugural event this past weekend called Fort to Fort. Our food service department also participated beautifully. They catered a wonderful event Saturday night for it. But the thrust behind Fort to Fort is to begin to build cultural alliances between Cork in Ireland and Fort Pierce, and to just begin to exchange ideas and thoughts, and also the economic impact of that. But the kids that participated had a great time. They were out on the field at Lawnwood Stadium a Sunday around noontime and got to watch what the Irish refer to as a hurling match. And we took great delight in telling them that's not what hurling meant in America, but they caught on to that too. And their version of football. So we had a great time. Some artists from Ireland sent their wares in. We had some local artists participate as well. So just want to thank everyone that participated in that for doing so, and especially to Dr. Perry for getting a group of kids out on a Sunday. But each of them vowed that they would be back next year. They didn't want us to ask any other schools. They wanted to be the one and only. So thank you for that. And it is spring break next week, and I think I have the authority. Mr. Gent usually tells you all that you can have next week off. Most of you, we're working it down to a 4-day week, so I think the board's going to extend the 4-day week to you as well, Mr. Gent. Yeah. We wish for all of you a restful time, just to be in your school sites, those of you that will be there without all of the pressures of students on campus and deadlines to meet and all of that. Sometimes that's a welcome relief as well. So thanks to each of you for what you do every single day, what you continue to do. You know, we all around the state, St. Lucie County is the buzzword, and that makes our heart very, very happy. So thank you again, and have a wonderful spring break, and we will see you back for the final quarter of the school year. I think we have no unscheduled speakers to come before us, so we are adjourned.